them Jesus, because Jesus is life, and the world that we live in today is dying slowly. Give them Jesus, because we're too busy trying to make a name for ourselves, and we can't even stay holy. Give them Jesus, because there are still some people who don't know what it means to have someone brighten up their day. Give them Jesus, because there's an entire generation that is lost, and they need someone to show them the way. Give them Jesus, because that little boy watched his dad beat his mom, and now he's growing up thinking that it's fine. Give them Jesus, because that not so little girl was abused at the age of 5, and now she's looking for love in all the wrong places. Give them Jesus, because that 16-year-old boy struggles with lustful desires, and the only thing he can remember is faces. Give them Jesus, because the person right next to you probably can't even remember the last time someone told them that they love them. Give them Jesus, because there are thousands of high school students in this nation that are angry, and they just need someone to hug them. Give them Jesus, because the government cannot stop crime by themselves, and it's time that we, the church, get involved. Give them Jesus, because people wake up every morning with questions about life that they can't seem to solve. Young men are killing other young men, all because they don't think the court case will ever be resolved. Give them Jesus, because this generation, my generation, doesn't need another encouraging word. We want to see change, and we want to see power. Give us Jesus, because Jesus is the King of glory, and he is the only one that can save us in this hour. Give us Jesus, because I'm tired of hearing of loved ones die because of sickness. Give us Jesus, because Jesus never taught the disciples how to start a ministry. He only told them how to be a witness. You know, whenever we think about preaching the gospel, we're so quick to tell people of their need for God. But how often are we just as quick to show people of the love that is of God? God is love. And anyone that loves is born of God and knows God. And so if we don't show love, are we really born again? And I know you go to church every Sunday, but when was the last time Jesus called you friend? What I'm trying to say is, let's just give God the glory while we still have a choice, because God wants his name to be glorified in the earth, and he wants to use your voice. Jesus said that if the people don't praise me, then the rocks will cry out. And so it shows that God is willing to shift the very course of nature just so that he can get the word out that he is God. So who are we to hold out? Talking about how it's too cold out, so we'd rather stay within the four walls. Complaining about how the world out there continues to fall. But how will the sounds of heaven ever ring out in the earth if the bride of Christ refuses to answer the call? All I'm saying is, let's stop complaining about how the media has become so raw and truly understand what it means to be the salt of the earth. It's time to stop holding on to your seed. It's time to give birth to righteousness, justice, joy, peace, and truth. Change doesn't just come into existence. It starts with you. Now, what are you going to do? Don't you remember the first time God called you? How he took you out of the world and into his arms? Don't you want the world to know about this same Jesus? Because he was born in a manger in the face of danger, healed the sick, raised the dead, took in the worst of the worst, and called them friends. And just when the devil thought that it would end, he died and rose again. Listen, Jesus did all that he did just so he could claim us. All he's asking us to do is make his name famous. Let's make Jesus famous.